Okay, you know the words on your website hold the key to reaching your perfect clients and patients. But what the heck are you actually supposed to write? Well, wonder no more, because I'm about to share 5 tips to help you write some truly great private practice website copy. Hi friend, I'm Michaela Bucchianeri, licensed psychologist and copywriter for health and wellness professionals. If you're looking for help with your actual writing and habits and systems to support you in that writing, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to be notified whenever I post a new video on Tuesdays. Now, while the actual content of your site will be specific to you and the people you're trying to reach, I'm going to share 5 tips that can benefit any wellness niche. Okay, you've heard me say it before, copywriting is a learnable skill, and sometimes we learn best through example. So I'm going to be showing you real-life examples of how some of my favorite health and wellness professionals are making their website copy shine on their private practice websites. So let's kick things off with tip number 1, a hospitable homepage. Now, no matter how many different potential points of entry you have to your website, when people land there for the first time, most of them are going to be coming right through the front door on your homepage. And that's exactly how I want you to think about your homepage. Think about how you can welcome new site visitors and show them some hospitality. When you have someone come over to your house for the first time, you wouldn't just leave them standing there in the entryway to fend for themselves and figure out where to go, right? At the same time, you wouldn't want to bombard your guests by flinging open the door, launching right into a story, having the dogs jump up on them, the kids running through. Actually, I am, in fact, describing the experience of visiting my home, but we'll just set that aside for now. The point is, this would be really overwhelming to guests of your home, and yet that's what many of us do on the home pages of our website. We try to throw so much at website visitors that it totally floods them and they can't wait to get out of there. So what we want to do instead is invite them in and give them some gentle direction. Hey, come on in, so glad to see you. Drop your stuff there. Follow me this way to the kitchen. I'll get you a snack. We'll chat. You want to ease in, and that's just being a good host. So you get the picture. I'm going to hop behind the screen here, and I'm going to give you a little tour of some people that are pulling this off beautifully. So here we are on my client Carolyn's website, and when we worked on her copy together, it was really important that Carolyn maintain a homepage, really a whole web presence that felt calming and inviting and just offered a lot of clarity to her prospective clients, many of whom are feeling really overwhelmed, pulled in a lot of different directions, and stressed out. So you see right away, she's got this very clear indication of who she is, what she offers. She's got a navigation bar up top that is really pared down. And then she moves right into, this is it. This is all the copy that she has on her homepage, because really her website is designed to propel people in one clear direction. She wants them to see themselves in what she's shared here, and then she wants them to take action. So she's got one call to action button right there that moves to her Work With Me page. And everything about her homepage is designed to usher people toward this one clear action on her site. I want to show you another example that's also quite simple and pared down, but that includes more components and more options for how to navigate the website. We are on Cindy's site. Cindy was a founding student in my copywriting course, Copy for Healers and Helpers. And right from the get-go, you have this, again, really clear navigation bar up top and this really striking visual depiction of what Cindy's all about. She sits right at the intersection of reproductive rights and social justice, which she conceptualizes as reproductive justice. So right from the jump, you see who she's aiming at, what she's all about, why she's here. But then as you move down, you see she offers you a very clear short list of options for actions to take. You can visit her store, you can join her community, you can book her for public speaking. And only when you get down to the very bottom do you have other options as far as connecting with her on social media. She's very clear. You can opt into her blog. She very deliberately has kept this really simple so that it's easy to navigate. It's nice. It's a good experience on her website. And that's very effective. It keeps people sticking around. Okay, I want to show you one more example of a homepage here. We're on my friend Beth Ann's site, and Beth Ann's been in business for a while. She offers a wide array of resources to members of her community. And so I just want to show you how it's possible, even when you offer lots of different kinds of support and services, to lay it out on your homepage in such a way that it's not overwhelming, and in fact, that it's very clear and inviting. So right here, we have this beautiful hero image, but as soon as you move down the page, you see that the prime real estate here is speaking directly to the website visitor. It's not about Beth Ann, first and foremost. It's about you, the person visiting her site. That's really effective no matter who you help or how you help them. Then you see she has a video embedded here. And then I want to show you, she offers lots of other resources down below. You have an option to join her email list, some free resources, her books. Again, she offers a lot, but right here, she spells it out clear as day, 2 ways to work with me. We often overlook this on our homepage where someone lands there, they might see a picture of us, they might have a brief introduction, but it's not immediately apparent how we can actually engage with the owner of that website. And so I really recommend making this as clear as possible. That's a real theme in these examples I've shown you, is that you want it to be completely obvious from the moment someone lands on your homepage how you can take the next step to work with them. So here she has live events and one-on-one services. Next up, we have tip number 2, an about page that connects. Ever heard the saying, your about page isn't really about you? That's partially true. We definitely don't want to use this page of our website to launch into a really boring monologue. That is one of the top website mistakes out there for sure. At the same time, the about page is not about you. This is a really important page of your site, and you and your story have a role to play there. By an about page that connects, I mean just that. You are using the words on this page to connect the dots between where your dream client or patient is currently struggling, where they want to go, and you position yourself as the bridge between the two. It's a really important page and a very important goal. It's central really to the whole goal of your website. So let me show you some people that are just knocking this out of the park. So here we are on Chalice's about page. Chalice is another student in my copywriting course, and so everything you see here was written by Chalice, and you'll see that right away there's this clear call out to the very person that Chalice is trying to reach. So if I'm landing on this site and I struggle with feeling like I move through the world being too sensitive, like everything affects me too deeply, this is going to speak to me immediately. And if it doesn't, that's helpful information too. That is a signal to me as a website visitor that, okay, maybe this isn't aligned with what I'm needing right now. I'm going to move along and find something that is. So a really clear call out right here to resonate with website visitors. And then some copy that really describes in detail what I might be dealing with as a visitor to the site. Then we move down here and there's a picture of what the future could look like, being guided through kind of this visualization of what my life could be like on the other side of what I'm struggling with. And then right here, positioned as the bridge between where I currently am and where I want to get to, is Chalice, right here, ready to help me, offering up a free consultation. So you see how simple that structure is, but it's really incredibly effective. And here we are on Tracy's site. Tracy is another alum of Copy for Healers and Helpers, and so she has DIY'd her own about page copy here, following a very similar structure to the one I just showed you. She's got this very clear headline that is designed to speak to a very specific person, and if that person sees themselves in this headline and they keep moving down the page, they're going to see validation of what they're currently grappling with. They're going to get encouragement that a different way is possible for them. And then they're going to get a clear, brief introduction to Tracy as the bridge that's going to help move them from point A to point B. What I also want to show you is that Tracy goes on to share some links to her writings, she shares some fun facts about her. She shares a preview of her social media and some other options down here. But what I want you to note is that by the time you see all this down here, you've already moved through this critical first piece. That is what I want you to take from this, is that if you can create that effective, simple bridge, it's going to be an incredibly compelling about page. And if you want to learn the same strategies that Chalice and Tracy use to create their about pages, why not join the hundreds of health and wellness professionals who've completed my free 5-day about page challenge. It's a refreshingly simple step-by-step guide to getting your perfect about page up in just 5 days. Each day, you'll get one very brief video and one super simple action step, plus personalized feedback from me as you write your copy. Sign up at the link below, and I can't wait to see you inside. I created this challenge because the About page is no joke. It is seriously one of the most challenging pages of your website to write. So I'd love to know, tell me in the comments, how are you feeling about your About page right now? Is it working well for you, or could it use a little love? All right, moving along to tip number 3, contact instructions that support your workflow. So when I say contact instructions, I don't just mean your actual contact page on your website. I also mean any place on the site where visitors are given guidance on how they should reach out to you. What makes for great private practice website copy is not just copy that's beautiful or clever, but copy that really paves the way to working with you, that shapes expectations along the way and creates a smooth path from point A to point B. So for this piece, you really want to work backwards from whatever point of contact you're eventually going to have with your clients and patients. How do you want them to actually reach out to you? What works best in terms of the overall workflow and strategy of your business? So I'm going to show you 2 different places on your website that you can be thinking about your contact process. The first is on a dedicated contact page. So here we are back on Beth Ann's site, and you'll see up at the top, she's got this really conversational headline, "Let's talk." And then beneath it, she very briefly orients you to how she wants you to contact her. So if you have a question, a collaborative thought, or an idea for a workshop, go ahead and use this form here, she's saying. If you want to reach out with an inquiry for one of her services, she directs you to email her. And she also links her various offerings here so you can go back and reference those. It's a really simple way that she has helped triage kind of incoming contacts. And you can see she's also listed buttons for these other channels that people can use to get in touch with her. And here we are on my client Jamila's website, and Jamila takes this idea of triaging contacts one step further. We see if we click over to her contact page, it immediately loads this form where she gathers lots of information from the people who are contacting her. And what's really interesting is this is all designed to give Jamila all the information she'd need to get on a 30-minute discovery call with them. That is the goal. She's wanting to drive all visitors to her website in the direction of this discovery call. And so you see, she doesn't anywhere on her website give another option for a contact. They all come through this form. And so by the time someone submits a form to Jamila, they have provided her with a lot of really valuable information that she can use to serve them well. In addition to your actual contact page, you also can be thinking about places throughout your site where you can be shaping expectations and guiding visitors to reach out and contact you. So I'm going to show you one example from my client Carrie's website. Carrie has a button right here that is accessible anywhere on the site that makes it really easy to request an appointment. However, she also has a large and growing team of providers. And so you'll see here all of their bios are accessible from this page. And so, for example, if I click over to Carrie's bio and I'm thinking that we may be a good fit, I'd like to schedule a consultation call with her, there's a button really conveniently located right below her profile picture that will take me to that form. So whether you have a large team like Carrie or you're a team of one, making a clearly accessible button that'll take you to the contact page is a great way to go. And I've got one more example of this for you. We are on my friend Anne Louise's website, and similar to Carrie's site, Anne Louise has a team with individual bios and the option to request an appointment next to each provider. What she also has, which I think is really smart, is she includes Sophie, her office assistant, and Arjumand, her medical biller. And what's great about this is right there in the bio, she spells it right out. I'm happy to help you with questions about services at A New Day Pediatric Psychology. And then there's an email address for her, phone number, office hours, and similarly, she spells it right out here. If you have any insurance or billing questions, I can help you. Contact me directly. And again, there's email, phone number, and office hours. So again, there's no right or wrong when it comes to handling contacts on your website. It's all about what works for you and your business and your workflow. You just want to think ahead to that inevitable point of contact and work backwards to determine what strategy is going to serve you best. And that brings us to tip number 4, relationship building education. Now, education is a vital component of the words on your website. It's part of the communication trifecta. We know this, but it's important that you understand whether it's on your services or work with me page, your FAQs, or your blog, you're never just sharing information. You're shaping prospective clients' and patients' expectations of you and your work. This is really important. It helps them fill in gaps of questions they might have. It helps them visualize the experience of working with you, super important. And it helps them self-select or not into working with you based on whether your style and approach is aligned with their needs. And this is crucial to client and patient-directed care. You are providing essential information that they need, and then you're turning it over to them to make their own informed decision about whether or not to reach out to you. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, no question, one of the most powerful ways to very quickly educate a website visitor about who you are and what you offer is through your blog, your podcast, YouTube channel, or wherever you're creating free content on a regular basis. But because you probably already are aware of that, I want to just give you a couple of other outside of the box ideas about how you can be educating on your website just to help stretch your brainstorming about how you could be making your website work for you. Here we are on the website of one of my course students, Alyssa. Alyssa has a page on her site where she spells out very clearly and succinctly the collective values of the community that she's cultivated through her work. And what's really effective about this is that visitors to her site are going to read through these values and either see themselves in these values. They're either going to connect to them and resonate with them or not. And that is great. That is doing something called polarizing the visitors to her website. We're not for everyone. We're not supposed to be. And so the goal is to attract the right people who are going to be supremely well served by what you have to share. And so having a page like this on your website is a great way to distill down, especially some of the nuances of what you're all about that don't necessarily fit in a program description or an offer breakdown. Instead, you can put it on a page like this where you list out your values. Another great place to educate website visitors on those qualities that set you apart from others in your field is on your Work With Me page. So we're here on my client Barbara's website. Barbara is a registered dietitian, and she knows that a primary barrier for many of her dream clients, a primary barrier to them accessing nutritional support is fear and stress around weight. weight gain, weight status, and just in general, how weight will be treated as part of the nutritional support. And so right here on her Work With Me page, she has a statement, a note about body weight. I don't require weigh-ins or treat weight loss as a standalone measure of health. In reality, most body weight issues are symptoms of deeper underlying causes, and it's the causes we're after, right? So again, in just this really simple note, Barbara has divided website visitors into two categories: those who really feel strongly connected to this idea of a weight neutral approach to nutritional support, and those who don't. And that's the goal. We want people who are really connected to what we're all about and invested in what we do, because those are the people who are going to benefit most from what we have to share. And finally, you can create a standalone page on your website to help educate prospective clients about one of your offers or some aspect of how you work. So we're back on my student Chalice's site. Chalice has created this page devoted to educating site visitors on one of several offerings here on the website, and this is specific to Jungian tarot therapy. Chalice understands that there might be some education that's necessary to kind of bring website visitors up to speed and help them determine whether this might be one feature of Chalice's offerings that they might be interested in. And so it gives this explanation of how psychotherapy views tarot cards from a slightly different perspective. It gives some background on how tarot cards might be used in a session, kind of sheds some light on the process of all of this, and then offers up these really helpful potential questions that might be useful to ask in a session using tarot cards. Chalice finishes up with some fine print about who this modality is appropriate for and who it might not be as appropriate for, and then ends with a call to action button to give it a try for themselves. This kind of page could function equally well as a blog post. And so one idea is to create it as a blog post and then link to it somewhere on your site. So back here on Chalice's homepage, we see that this modality is linked right alongside other services. And finally, we have tip number 5, a strategic re-engagement plan. Now, life is busy and the internet is a noisy place. We know this. So sometimes a website visitor will leave your site and not come back, not because they're uninterested in you and what you have to offer, but because they got distracted or interrupted or just plain lost. So I'm going to show you 2 clever little places to help re-engage people before you lose them on your website. So re-engagement option number 1 is with a pop-up. We are on my client Mara's website, and the primary goal of Mara's site is to get visitors to book a consultation call with her. She wants to get them on the phone so that she can tell them about what she offers. But she recognizes not everyone is going to be ready for what she offers. Not everyone's going to be ready for therapy. Some of them are earlier on in their journey. They're still gathering information and the timing's just not right. And so when we thought about crafting copy that would gently re-engage folks so that she didn't lose them on her site without forcing their own timeline of readiness for therapy, we decided that an exit intent pop-up. So when people go to navigate away from her site, they see this message pop up that says, "Not up for therapy just yet? We get it. Let's stay in touch till the timing's right." So this is a really simple, respectful way to offer website visitors the option of staying in touch with Mara so that they can continue to learn about what she has to share, and she can serve them up lots of valuable content on an email list. And then when the timing's right, they can decide and they can take the next step to reach out to her. And my last re-engagement option is a fun one. This is the error or 404 page of your website. So you've likely run into this when you're navigating other websites. You take a wrong turn and you're hit with either a headline that says error or 404, or there's just kind of like a lot of gobbledygook. And this is the website equivalent of a dead end on a dark alley. We don't want this for the people on your site. We never want them feeling like they have to completely X out of your website in order to find their way back. And so the goal here is just to meet them there and say, oops, took a wrong turn. Let's get you back on track. And you can do this through a friendly conversational headline. You can be funny if that's your personality. This is the error page that my course student Jennifer created for her website. And it's really funny. It's totally on brand because she coaches busy moms who are overwhelmed. And so she's got this picture of her with her son. She says, dope, sorry, we took a wrong turn. Let's get you back on track. And then the button says, take me home, Jen. And so this will bring website visitors back to her homepage. You can also, on this page, link to other options. Here she's got her social buttons linked. She has the option to join her email list, but that's really the idea. You just want it to not be a dead end. And so you want to keep the mood nice and light, and you want to very quickly redirect people. And that is what's going to re-engage them. Quite simply, it's going to keep them on your site, which is what we want. Okay, by now you're likely falling into one of two categories. Either you're feeling super inspired to get in there and make some magic happen with your website copy. If that's you, then my 5-day About Page challenge is a great place to get started. Or you might be thinking, I get that website words are important, but I cannot take on one more thing right now. In that case, I would love to help you out with some next level custom copywriting support. Whatever your current sitch, I've got something up my sleeve that can help make your private practice life easier. So check out the info below to learn more. That's going to do it for now. I'll see you right back here for more communication tips to help you preach what you practice. Bye.